Let's get it. You understand? So anyway, so I want to expand more on the people attacking Nicki Minaj because she merely kind of just showed up at the Turning Point USA event. So mostly you're seeing videos from black women, right? And I want to explain why you're seeing that. You're seeing that because what women have done, especially black women for the most part, black women have kind of been like the slave drivers for the black community for a long time in terms of keeping us in the same pattern, right? So one of the things that we do in the black community is that we can look at the slaving you really kicks in when it's election time, meaning that you can be told who to vote for. You can be told what to think about someone by the media, by people around you. And what will happen is black women, especially with social media, since when these women have had these cameras, what they've done constantly is, for the most part, continue to kind of push an agenda that's just not really helpful to black people in terms of put money in our pocket, in terms of us having really any progression. And one of those things is because all the things that people on the left want to do, or especially people this person's video probably wants to do, does not really result in better families. Because the world becomes better with better families. We have harder workers. We have more legacy. We have more pride. When people take more pride in who they are and what they do, they act differently. But that can't happen if if you want to have the 50-50 conversation. That can't happen if we have all these people who are short-sighted and you can't think ahead. All right, the loser mindset on full display. Another reason why this is the loser mindset is because what she's saying is what this argument is about, and what this behavior is about is that, yo, I am so fragile. I am so unable to compete that I basically believe that I cannot even coexist in a world with people who are different than me. Let's get it.
Minaj is aligning herself with the Republicans as of right now because her mortal enemies within the music industry are aligned with the Democrats, and she feels as though she has been left out of the club. Just like it's not far-fetched to believe that the only why Nicki Minaj even got with Kenneth Petty in the first place is because Kenneth Petty is a dangerous criminal and a gang member, and her mortal enemy within the industry, who is Cardi B, is a part of that same gang within New York. And she wanted to be able to antagonize Cardi B freely without having to worry about being attacked. And it actually makes a lot of sense because in her most recent online
I ain't gonna hold you. This theory is fire. You know what I'm saying? This theory is fire.
spat with Cardi B, one of the things she said in her tweets is, I outranked you in your own gang, which gives you a glimpse into the inner world and the mentality of Nicki Minaj and how she thinks. Like, she's very petty. She will compete over the most silliest, most stupid things, even if it destroys her. Like, she doesn't care how stupid she looks to the rest of the world. As long as she can have the upper hand and one up somebody that she doesn't like, she is willing to take that risk. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that this is why Nicki Minaj has been on the warpath that she's been on for the past few years now. Like, a lot of it has to do with hypervigilance from being destabilized by other female rappers such as Remy Ma. But I also think it
Remy Ma did not destabilize anyone. What, like, nigga, what? Destabilize, nigga, she's not Wakanda. No man is an island. And Nicki Minaj is not Wakanda. I said, bro, what the fuck?
Wow, fucked your homegirl last night. Do you see the light bill?
You said light bill.
You can't be just beefing with my chick while I'm in jail.
All right, first of all, this whole aesthetic is giving heavy divest. I feel like it's a Brad somewhere nearby. Don't you feel like it's a Brad somewhere nearby? What's going on with this hoodie? Is this Heather Gray? Not saying she ain't cute. It's a lot going on. Why is she holding the camera? Why is she holding the camera in the air? I feel like she got some things to hide from us. There's a few astute observations. You know, I spend my time in the streets. But this is all because Nicki Minaj sat down and talked to some white folks. Real talk, that's another thing too. That's really been a lot of different behaviors have been on full display for the last couple of years. One of them being how insecure black women are when it comes to white women. Like, black women like really have a really strange relationship. It's like, because like, y'all want to be white women, you want to wear white women's hair, and you want white women's man in a position, But I guess that's why they hate them. But this is mostly it's a lot about that. Which again, Democrats got to realize like, yo, y'all have really created a party. You've created a group where you behave like racist, like you behave like bigots and racists and people who because like you believe you got like mad prejudices. You know, it's like to the point where like you had this very frumpy looking woman who went viral because she wanted to have a basically a confrontation about politics with this man on the Pop the Balloon show. She asked one of her questions is not anything to help to get to know him. She wanted to know did he vote in the last election, which proves our theory about it's a lot of ugly people on the left. Me personally, I'm not really into this shit. No, I don't really like label myself nothing really. To be honest with you, but so you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna say the left, the right, this and that, right? I'm on the side of logic. I'm on the side of what's best for everyone and what's best for the world. You know what I mean? So at this point, I have more conservative views. But again, I once heard Chris Rock say, she said, listen, I got some shit that I'm conservative about. I'm sorry. He said, I got some shit that I'm conservative about, and I got some shit that I'm liberal about, which makes sense to me. So that's the way I rock. So I guess you could say I'm moderate if you need to put a label on me. So, but anyway, point being is, first and foremost, my nigga, the lore she just broke down is fire. All right. But like I said before, she's not Wakanda. This is not what's going on. This is all because you saw her sit next to a white woman. This is all because like damn, like we really think that we really have like a slave mindset. Because what these people are also doing is the way they behave is like they're trying to shame you back to a plantation. So when you try to free your mind and think differently, because I mean, listen, I'm gonna just keep it a stack, man. I always think about that example that Angry Man said about if you go to a rally with a lot of people who are left or liberal and whatnot, you'll see a lot of like ugly people who are out of shape, people with blue hair and pink hair. I'm not saying that you're a bad person because you got pink hair and a septum ring, but it's just a lot of patterns, man. We can't ignore it, man. We can't. Come on. We can't ignore
I'm
it.
even speaking English. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking
You know what I'm
Guyanese.
saying?
You know,
Shit.
everything we used to live.
Bitch, bitch ain't never been happy.
Let's see what.
It has to do with the fact that she built her career on dominance. And once you build your career on dominating other people, anybody who poses a threat to your dominance has to be neutralized, at least in Nicki Minaj's mind. The reason why this is a plausible theory is because there was a point in time when Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion would release a single, and then all of a sudden, Nicki Minaj would randomly drop a single on the same exact date as them to try and steal attention away from their music while also keeping her name trending in the algorithm. And it was always oddly timed as if she knew exactly when their release dates were.
So
I ain't going. So there's that. So I'm gonna play one more video.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not.
you know what I'm saying? I don't see the problem at all. Don't take that personal. I actually look at that as a compliment because it means that we could have some honest conversation disagreeing with me and say, oh, respect to you and your platform.
All right, so I'm gonna start here. So the first thing I'm gonna say is this, right? When I first started watching Anton Daniels, there'll be things that it'll be things that he would say that I would disagree with. You know what I mean? And I would see him talk about certain things. I see certain thumbnails and whatnot. And so what I had to do for myself was I knew it was a healthy thing. Now I don't do it as much anymore because I don't feel the need to challenge myself as much anymore. But I'll watch videos that have titles or that are about things that may not so much upset me, but that I may disagree with. All right. So with watching him, right, what I did over time is I gained a tolerance for basically confrontation, a tolerance for discourse, and being able to express myself and talk about things in a way that's how can I say that's productive in a way that's realistic. But basically, for the most part, I think a part of maturity is being able to have more of a panoramic view of life where you see the entire. You can see so much in just your line of sight, right? You can see from here to here, right? And when you're younger, your vision is like this because you don't notice as much. But as time goes on, You're supposed to be able to develop a peripheral. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to develop, foresight, seeing where things lead and whatnot, right? So anyway, you have to be open minded because realistically, a part of being a grown up is that you understand that you are not the only person in the world. Your thought is not the only thought, right? There are so many different things that make up each individual, makes each individual unique, and everyone has something particularly special to offer the world. And you have to give people the opportunity to show you that, right? And we will never get there. We can't get there if you feel like, if again you're on this Bloods and Crips shit when it comes to politics, when it comes to just thought, even with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing, niggas really got on some Bloods and Crips shit where it was like, all right, well, if you on this side, then it's just war, and this is how nasty people got for the sake of, for the most part, trying to bully you into this whole Make a Wish Foundation shit they had Kendrick on, because for the most part, the industry was treated. It's really kind of embarrassing. This is the only time you've ever gotten this kind of support, ever. All right, and it's just nasty work. But anywho, so Anton's gonna make a really good point about why it's important to gain a tolerance for people who think differently than you. You know what I mean, and also how it helps you to develop more worldliness. You understand the world better. You become more confident in your communication. Not only that, you develop as a person, because we really do develop through our experiences. Like when I decided to start seeing, because before, y'all listen, I didn't make money doing Instagram before, which is why I didn't really miss when I stopped doing it. It was kind of like I made money and everything, but like I had to kill myself to make the kind of money that I can make now, right? But at the time, I didn't realize that I was going through my human revolution, and I didn't realize that because at the time I thought I was a really good dude, I was a really good guy, but I didn't realize how much more work I had to do, and I really could say I've done that work, right? A few things I fell off on, right, but for the most part, I've done that work. I done that work. I do that shit. I sign that shit. All right. Come on, man. All right. So anyway, so we're gonna let the clip play and everything, and we're gonna come back and build a little bit more. I'm still here with y'all. All right.
Well, here's the beautiful thing about me, and here's the beautiful thing about a lot of conservatives. Not all, but a lot of conservatives. I don't take it personal. I don't take it personal. I don't look at what people say as far as them disagreeing with me and say, oh man, I can't believe it. They must be against me as a person. No, we could respectfully debate, disagree. Shit, the people on Room 9 disagree with me all the time. They disagree with me last night on a lot of different issues. You know what we do? We be having a ball. We be having a ball and we rock out, right? So I don't take that personal. I actually look at that as a compliment because it means that we could have some honest conversations, and I don't want nobody around me that's not real with me. I like authenticity. I like having real conversations. And the beautiful part about that is, lady, is that there may be something that I learn from you, or there may be something that you learn from me, because I don't want to just be around people that only agree with me. I want to be around people that authentically agree with me and authentically disagree with me. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we can't work together. It don't mean that we can't be entertaining.
And that's the shit right there. People who are creating something special understand that you need diversity. Like, I was talking to my brother the other day, and I was like, you know what? I come to understand. You know what? I want to stop being as judgmental towards them. But I'm not with judgmental, but I'm like, you know what? Let me be more. If it's not a problem, don't harp too much, right? Or don't let the changes come naturally. Because this person is their own person. And I thought I did a pretty good job with, like, gaining them more trust. And I think that, I'm seeing that he's listening to me, right? Which I really appreciate, which is a huge compliment. You know what I'm saying? And hearing when he tells me that how much he respects me and stuff like that, I had to really check myself on, life is too short to hear a positive thing and question it. It doesn't matter if it's not the truth. It's a positive and nice thing to say. And they said it. And they made the cause. Never shit on someone else's cause. But back to the whole understanding diversity, especially when it comes to ideas and development, right? So Anton made a really good point about, I want you to authentically disagree with me and or authentically agree with me. I want you to be authentic, right? Because people will disagree with you for the sake of disagreeing with you, right? And because again, there's so many different levels of human interaction that we don't realize. A lot of people, women in particular, put a lot of energy into manipulation. The main manipulation they try to pull off is doing some shit and making it seem as though they're not doing it, or always playing a game of the ultimate game, which is the one the best. It's like the jab of psychiatry, which is playing dumb. Playing dumb is probably one of your greatest tools you have when it comes to manipulation. If you can play dumb, you can drag some shit on for years. You because women know also that they can run it back for years and years and years. Especially if you never catch on to, what you're doing. Don't ever think that if you're really angry with a woman, right? If you're really upset with her, don't ever think that she don't know what she did or what's going on. They always know. All right, I'm just saying. So I'm gonna play this clip.
It don't mean that I don't like other opinions. I tell people in the chat all the time that I'm cool and I love it when people disagree. Don't time nobody out. Don't kick nobody out. Now, if they get overly disrespectful and start talking about somebody's kids or something, then we gonna have to start, implementing some measures to prevent that from happening. But I uncensored the chat. People can curse. People say whatever it is that they want to say. People regularly disagree. Eric D was one of the earliest disagreements that I've had, and Eric D is one of the coolest people that I have inside of the chat. So I don't look at that as a problem. I don't look at that as offensive. Shit, if you disagree with 80 to 90% of what I say, I'm more impressed with the fact that you hear and you want to hear my thoughts, even if you mostly disagree with me. I don't see the problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the problem at all. All right, let me look at this timestamp.
Let me expand a little more on what the problem actually is. What the problem is that again, it's the softness. This is female leadership, right? Because whether we realize it or not, this is female leadership, meaning that this is how women handle shit. Women, because women don't actually handle problems. Their instinct is to pacify it or work around it. You know what I'm saying, or just deal with it. All right, especially if they don't get that masculine influence, right? Because that's nothing too. If your mother doesn't teach you to respect your father, it's hard to learn from your father. And also, it's hard for your father to be a good leader if he has a house full of people who don't respect him. Whether we realize it or not, y'all need the men to be great. That is the best strategy for because all around the world, everyone wants the men to be winners. If the men are winners, isn't that society winning? We done got to where, for generations and generations, listening to female leadership, we done got to where people are not able to deal with the real, deal with society, or just deal with reality to the point where we dealing with this whole question of, should these men who think they're women be able to use women's bathrooms? It's a wild concept. Should we be having young people taking drugs and going through procedures to change their sex? Should we be having these men who feel so they're women competing in women's sports? This is something that recently just got stopped. This was like a whole thing, and it's really showing how much how much we're focused on the wrong people, and we're not really focused on moving the culture forward, moving the country, moving the West forward. Because what we tried to do, honestly, in my mind, right, I think again, this is all originally a play. I think what the left is full of powerful men. Those powerful men in particular want to make sure the same people who are powerful stay powerful. Because the same families stay powerful. The same families can stay powerful if no more families form. This is happening to everyone. Every demographic is experiencing this, except for the Asians. They experience it, but just not on as high of a level. it's more normal for most Asian people to be married. You know what I mean? But that's also why they have mobility, because Asians are going to become the new upper class because they're the only ones staying together, right? So I think that the tragedy for most people is still staying strong. Like, yo, two good incomes makes for a great lifestyle. But if y'all too caught up on a life that you don't live and that you don't need to live, 'cause a lot of that shit has to do with women being sold the idea of never being satisfied, and if even if things are good, find some shit to complain about. And also, listen, a lot of y'all learn that from your ungrateful ass mammy. If your mama don't say thank you, teach you to say thank you and whatnot, and you listen, it's you develop a narcissistic personality where you don't see the good things people do. You just see it as I got what I wanted, and there's no reason why I shouldn't get what I want. But that in and of itself lends itself to its own. You're delicate, you soft, you don't even do nothing.
Uh, 220. You fast forward, see what's happening. 220. You said 220? Let's go to 210.
We now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look?
I don't. So okay. So what did she say about this assassin comment? I don't get it.
We need to nurture young girls. Yes, whether they are black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they still need to be.
So don't get me wrong. It's Nicki Minaj. I mean, this is not really a big deal. I mean, honestly, this is more so about um black women, whether they realize it or not. You have been programmed to listen. As soon as anyone strays away from what's going to lead us to being broke and angry and broken up, and in this world of chaos, because a lot, you got to realize a lot of y'all, listen, you're on demon time. That's what demon time is. If you are more comfortable in chaos, you have demon energy. You have demon blood. I believe some people got you got demon blood. All right, me, I got the blood of a king. Right, I got the blood of Zeus. You understand me? That's the kind of adventures I be going on. Now I'm on an adventure like Perseus, nigga. I've been on the Odyssey trying to get to the money, nigga. I'm doing more random poetry too. That's right, I'm a poet. What's my soundboard? I ain't hit no sounds like mad long. Hold on, what?
The whole show in Chicago
With the bean out, nigga.
First time going.
Catch you niggas with your. Hold on, I'm really a rich nigga though.
You're a rich nigga though, but it's cool though. I respect it though.
Affirmations. Affirmations.
I'm really a rich nigga though, but it's cool though. I respect it though.
Sorry, I gotta keep playing sounds and whatnot, but now shit's just down bad, bro. It's down bad. But anyway, damn, lost my train of thought. Shit's good. If you know, you know. I know it'll come back to me. My bad, y'all. It'll come back to me.
Nurture. They can.
It sounds like
My bad. This is the nod to this. My bad. I'm being a bad consecrator. I'm gonna bring it back just so that we had continuity.
Certain colors or certain kinds of people, it doesn't bother me that a downplay their beauty.
fast forward, see what's happening. 220. You said
Real quick, so this is going to be a nod to the whole Sydney Sweeney thing, where somehow all these ugly broads came online complaining about Sydney Sweeney has a jeans commercial, and the joke is that Sydney Sweeney has really good jeans, and it's a cute white girl with blonde hair, and somehow this became about like racial politics, and it's about white supremacy and this and that. I'm like, bro, this is getting weird, because we gotta think about what it means because you really are saying that, if you say that you're beautiful, if you say that if you feeling attractive makes me feel unattractive, or you affirming that you could listen, some people do feel it, but some people don't express feeling and looking good. So when you feel good or you say you look good, listen, that can be uncomfortable for people. Like expressions of confidence, you know what I mean, can be uncomfortable for people, especially if they're not there. Because in their mind, they'll think, well, what makes you so special, or what makes you feel, because they don't relate. What you don't relate to always makes you feel uneasy. Yeah, I'm cooking. Come on, man. Come on, tonight. I'm using that gun tonight.
Tonight, I want to see you use that gun.
Chill out, man. Chill out. Relax, bro. Relax. Some guys got it.
A guy's guy.
Uh-huh.
A guy's guy.
Yeah, Guy LaFleur.
Guy LaFleur, nigga.
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, nigga.
It's not making sense to you. Maybe I'm not even speaking English.
Guy needs, nigga. All right, here we go.
220. Let's go to 210.
We now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look?
I don't. So okay. So what did she say about this assassin comment? I don't get it.
We need to nurture young girls. Yes, whether they are black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they still need to be nurtured. They can.
It sounds like she's mostly just having a conversation about what she really believes.
All right, so you know what? I'm gonna stop it right there so we can keep the show going. So I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm gonna go ahead and get big real quick. Actually, I'm already big. Oh, the biggest. I'm using that gun tonight.
Tonight, I want to see you use that gun.
You gotta chill out, man. Shit. Hold on. Rest in peace. Man. Hold on, man. Let me get a little cooking music. I got some cooking music. Come on, man. So, lot to unpack there. What we looking at is when you got a loser mindset, you are delicate. You are unprepared. You're just not ready for nothing, right? Like you're not really in it. Like you don't realize that, like you're not in the real world. Like you're in the matrix, all right? Like you are under the protection of the matrix. You're under the protection of just floating about life. How's that? How about that, right? But I guess what I'm saying is that you gotta ask yourself at some point, like, is this life you want to live? I'm gonna use the same analogy I used the other day about my brother, right? Not analogy, but the example when we talk about Nick Fuentes. And I was like, fam, you gotta realize that if they can censor him, then they can censor you. And on some level, you saying that, yo, I'm so soft, I can't even fathom this guy being able to exist, even though he can't touch you. You never met him before, and you have way bigger problems. Matter of fact, nigga, you have the price of rent. Okay, you need to be doing something about that. Y'all niggas need gold, and niggas need Bitcoin, all that. But overall, right? Anton made a really good point. He said, "I don't see the problem. It seems as though she's just having a conversation," which she is. If we're not able to adjust our mindset, because listen, we at ground zero now. This shit is about cook. I don't know what's gonna happen to black folks. Cause I mean, we still gonna be fucking and having kids and whatnot, but god damn, we not doing too good right now, fam. And we know we're not doing too good as a community. If you got women doing think pieces and coming up with all these theories about why could you possibly be somewhere talking about all young women need to be nurtured. Why could you be possibly somewhere talking positively about the president? The president is elected. Whether you like that nigga or not, he got elected. He got elected because people like him. Okay? A loser always thinks that If you got something good, it's because you cheated. If you're happy, it's because you're cheating and you stole from someone. I was taught that in college. Losing mindset. Gotta let it go. Listen, I want you to let go of all that of your need for that stimulation. You know what stimulation I'm talking about. I want you to let go of that. I want you to free yourself. The more you free yourself, the more weightless you'll become. I have not had a full meal yet. I've been drinking coffee, working hard, driving in the snow, elevating, and everything is a spiritual journey, baby. I love you so much. All right, if you're watching right now, I love you so much. All right, I appreciate you so much. If you're watching right now, and bro, my bad, bro. And bro, thanks for watching too, bro. You understand? So I said I was gonna do a little roast on the Klarna shit. Let me see if I can find it. So I did watch More in Depth yesterday. I wanted to speak on it a little bit more. And yeah, real quick, where is it? I want to do a body cam video, but I'm not sure where to get it. Hold on a second. All right, so this is what I meant yesterday about the PPP loan thing, right? Where let's get some more energy up here. With the PPP loan thing, right? What we talked about, and this is why I linked the two things, right? So the two parallels, reason why it goes together is because the PPP loan thing was a situation where, again, it just showed how much a lot of us don't understand that financial crimes, you do not, that they can link that back to you. A lot of us, whether intentionally or unintentionally, have probably done it or tried to do it, right? And not only what you saw, because what really happened was, and I had no idea. Now listen, I feel like Umar Johnson. I had no idea that this was even going on, right? And what people were doing was they were either they filed for LLC after they applied for the loan. The idea was that you would be able to provide documentation that you had that business before you filed for it, which sounds easy enough because it's supposed to be for people who had businesses for them to be able to pay their employees and pay for the operations and stuff like that and give them a little, a little lifeline. Which again happened under Trump. Like so many things that black folks benefit. It's not they too. A lot of black folks and black business owners benefited from the PPP loan. And not only benefited, a lot of you niggas stole. Like you stole from the government via the PPP loan that the Trump administration approved you to get. Not only that, during that time, we never seen an administration give thousands of dollars to the American people. Y'all niggas ungrateful. But anyway, so I want to play this quick clip. Shout out to the content creator. He don't need my promotion because, way bigger channel than mine. Pause. Oh, wow. That's how we doing it. This is What It Looked Like TV. So we can go here.
Relief fraud scheme. See, the feds are not playing games. For those of you who's applying for those PPP loans and you ain't have a business, listen, the feds are coming. They are cracking down. And let me tell y'all, for those of you at the time, I know you probably thought it was a great time, but now y'all about to have the real PPP. Poor people problems in jail.
You can run, but you can't hide.
My coworker got fired for getting the PPP loan. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I saw a girl's video saying that she just had her case with the feds regarding getting the PPP loan, like lying on the application, and she got sentenced to 9.5 years. 9.5 years. And I saw other people in the comments saying that they're going through their case. I saw somebody else say that they got sentenced for wire fraud. And these people are not playing. They are not playing, and banks are assisting. They are assisting in the process. As somebody who works in banking, who's worked in multiple different banks, the banks help the IRS. But let me tell you what happened with my coworker. So this is my coworker that turned into a friend. So I had already left the company by the time that she got fired. But ultimately, what happened?
Nigga, she is the coworker. All right. Whenever something pops up on the video, whenever listen, when the braid is up in the bun, and they wearing a t-shirt, don't believe nothing they say. It's all a fantasy. Let's get it.
happened was, this is 2022. The list came out of everybody who had got the PPP loan. She obviously was on that list, and she ended up in HR. Clearly, the bank was looking at the list. Not my current job, y'all. Again, this is a job, a company that I left. So don't call them people again, please. But she ended up in a meeting with HR. They asked her, like, oh, you were on this list, you have a business. And basically, there was a date that your business had to be established to qualify for the PPP loan. And a lot of people created LLCs after that date. And that's how they know if your application was fraudulent. And so they told her, like, I don't think that you qualified for this PPP loan based on when you established your business or whatever. But she didn't admit to anything. And her business was selling handmade jewelry, right? So the reason why they were able to fire her is because if you've ever worked for a bank, a financial institution, a brokerage, you have to disclose all outside business activities. It's regulatory. You have to sign off that you will disclose anything, any second job, any second source of income. If you're a part of the board of directors for any type of company, nonprofit, sometimes even volunteer work, you have to disclose it so that the bank can make sure it's not a conflict of interest. So basically, they fired her because they said that her not disclosing that she had a business was violating company policy, because she should have told them. And I'm sure y'all are going to say, well, she should have told them that, she stopped the business when she started working. I guess whenever she established it, she had already started working there. So like the dates just didn't line up. But yeah, they fired her and said that it was because she didn't disclose that she had a business. But if she had disclosed that she had a business, it wouldn't have been a conflict of interest for her to sell handmade jewelry. They fired her because of that PPP loan. And that was just their excuse. So be careful, y'all. They are coming.
A Tampa woman was sentenced to prison for defrauding a bank for nearly $600,000 in PPP.
Yo, fam. I don't listen now. We don't know the race of the woman that did it. But I'm just saying, bro. Listen, a lot of us got caught up in this shit, and years ago, I was with my father. It's when he had flipped his first property. It was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me because I got to see and experience being around someone have a really successful moment. You know what I'm saying? Or have be able to experience someone being able to get a lot of money at one time, right? Which is always an amazing feeling. Sorry. It's always an amazing feeling because you get to kind of witness the power of resources, right? Because with that money, my dad was able to start a business. He was able to give himself multiple lifelines when he needed to live somewhere for a little bit. He was able to live in one of his properties. He really gained a lot from just those few transactions. And with that money, creating the business and creating that, the daycare and whatnot, that provided jobs for everyone. They had money to spend. It was really was killing it, right? And I said it was a great thing because I remember one time we was in the car. It's back when we had this big ass spaceship truck. It was the flyest shit ever, most ostentatious car ever. And he said to me, how I got this car? Because he was pointing out how we in this car, and everybody's looking at us in this car. Right, so listen, a lot of you niggas, with the way you live, you'll never experience what it felt like for niggas to look at you while you driving. But anyway, so he always pointed out. Well, he pointed out the fact that he said, "Yo, you know how I got this car? Well, hard work, and I didn't do anything that's gonna get me in trouble. If you want to get good things in life, you gotta work your ass off." And I always appreciate him saying that to me, right? Because I always replayed that moment in my head. Not that I ever thought that I did have to work hard, but I always replayed that moment in my head. Right, especially when he pointed out I didn't have to do anything that would get me in trouble, because he always will not always let me know, but one time we did have that talk. We said, yo, if I wanted to, I could be back in the street making real good money, but I'm not going to take a chance and get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and I appreciate him not doing that, because if my dad had done that, then it would have maybe influenced me and my siblings to do some street shit. Cause a lot of times, if you think about it, right, people who get locked up, a lot of times they come from a family of people who are also, in the life, I guess you could say, or people who also been locked up, or they doing them type of things.
PPP funds. Here's my thing. They saying she took $600,000, but she was only sentenced to 24 months in federal prison and ordered to forfeit $7,500 only. First, she was facing 30 years and $1 million fine. I'd have took that deal too. Now, how she did this was she recruited family members and friends and submitted false applications and documents in order to obtain the PPP money. Then she created fictitious businesses and email addresses to fool loan officers into thinking they was communicating with the real borrowers. And in exchange for her services, she said she would handle all the necessary paperwork in return for half of what they qualified for. For example, one person was approved for and received $20,000, and out of that, $7,500 went into her personal account. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. Just build your business and your business credit profile the right way, and you won't end up in jail for stuff like this.
You would pretty much expect the comments of.
All right, so you kind of get the whole gist of what happened. And again, going back to that loser mindset, the loser mindset never wants to take the way that it's going to be inconvenient. The loser mindset never wants to experience any kind of pain, discomfort, confrontation. Again, we all suffer from the same things. Again, the fallout of feminism, long-term effects of female leadership, you may not realize it, but your way of solving problems is by going about it in the most passive way possible. Going about it in a way where you do not actually solve said problem. Because the reason why it's not happening is because you're not willing to do what it takes. And that's where masculinity, comes in handy. You understand? So I'm gonna go ahead and play a little more of this Klarna shit real quick. We're gonna cook on that. We're gonna get out of here. Going out of here. Where is it at? All right, so back to the glitch, man. So
if y'all is missing out on Klarna, y'all.
Basically, the playmaker or the scammer is going on the dark web and buying profiles. The profile is coming with a name and a social security number. But here's the significant part of it. They're buying
on a credit, and that ended up being a glitch.
Stupid that it usually wouldn't give them. So I guess we consider it a glitch.
I gotta stop them right there, and I gotta point this out.
All right, shout out to the content creator. I think it's called What It Looked Like TV. Shout out to them. This nigga doing numbers. He don't need my shout out, but he doing numbers. Fair use.
I gotta point out the stupidity in what he just said. The glitch was you downloaded the app and you applied for a line of credit and you got the line of credit and that ended up being a glitch. Stupid. So you expected to get absolutely nothing? That's what it's gonna be sooner or later. It's not gonna be none of these low, high interest rate, unsecured type loans because y'all blowing it because y'all think it's a glitch. No, it's a loan with a high interest rate. That's what it is. It's a loan, and it's a bad one at that. It's not a glitch.
Now, if a playmaker or a scammer came to you and told you that, and then you accessed your own identification, your own social security number, and then you split the profits with them, that's crackhead shit, because you could have did that yourself. Now, what's going to be the consequences of that? Yes, in 6.5 months, it's going to show up in collections. And if the balance is significant enough, they're going to garnish your wages, they're going to sue you, they're going to levy your bank accounts, they're going to take your taxes, whatever you got to do to get the money back. Facts, that's what's going to happen. Now, what's the other way that they was doing it? Play 2 is more significant. Play 2 is what mostly everybody is doing. Basically, the playmaker or the scammer is going on the dark web and buying profiles. The profile is coming with a name and a social security number. But here's the significant part of it. They're buying a profile of somebody that has very good credit or decent enough credit where Klarna is going to give them a significant spending limit and matching it with the identity of the person who consented with the playmaker or the scammer, that they could utilize their identity to access this spending limit on the Klarna app. That's why they ask you to bring them common names.
Man, you ain't trying to do this Klarna shit, bro. Niggas is not using your social nothing. Just need your ID. Or find some other people that got some common names and shit. You're not using their social. All right, bro, never mind it. You ain't got to do it, gang. I ain't, you feel me, pressing you now.
Baby, I want you to download Klarna. Don't do nothing. Don't even put your name on it, but just download the app and call me right back. I got like at least 50,000 on the floor, you hear me? Yeah. As soon as you download that bitch, it hit me right back. You said your sister ain't do that shit either? Oh yeah. I need her too. See about your mama and your daddy. Yeah.
All right, so a lot of y'all really enjoyed that video, so I wanted to expand on it a little more. So I actually learned a little more about it by watching this video, because I only watched the first part, and I ain't gonna lie, I kind of just felt like I had it all figured out, and I've come to understand as a leader, you have to always open your mind up, except for like to like stuff with like you're like butt stuff like that. I'm not open to keeping it a stack with you. All right, we not. I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
So everybody go get your rap on.
Go ahead and get your rap on. But anyway, so I saw some niggatry going on, and I just said, you know what? I'm straight. I was straight. I just figured, well, either way, what we were looking at was a lot of us don't really understand what crime is, and a lot of reasons why I think a lot of us can get caught up in the criminal justice system is because your understanding of right from wrong. Even like I always laugh at like the intro to Juicy, where Biggie was like, shout out to the lady who's called the cops on me when I was trying to make some money to feed my daughter. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. Biggie, you were outside of her building selling crack. What you want her to do? You want her to just say, oh man, he trying to sell crack to feed his daughter, man. Leave him alone. No, sir, you could have got a job. And listen, if 50 Cent exposed y'all years ago, he exposed the hustler concept, the hustler culture years ago. He said, yo, when he was outside hustling, if you factor in the time you go to jail, the time that you spend outside, the hours you spend outside, it's really less than minimum wage, my nigga. All right, it's really just about, honestly, a lot of these hustling niggas, you mostly just didn't want to go to a job where you had to be there on time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how you just wasn't disciplined. Because if you can stay outside and also consistently have to always be on lookout for violence. Because if you work as a UPS worker, no one's ever trying to shoot at the UPS worker. That's not a thing. No, and rest in peace to that family. But anywho, so this Klarna method, right? They spoke to, why were people? Because you had people who actually. Matter of fact, let's bring back to the dude who actually. Well, you got guys like this guy right here, right? But I want to go to my nigga who had on the Pooh Shiesty. Hold on. Here we go. Boom.
Go, y'all ain't catch the Klarna.
All right. We gotta ask ourselves, what kind of people are we? Who are we exactly that where if someone comes online with their face covered, we listen to them? Hold on, check this out.
We just chill, man. Come on now. Hit my jack, hit my line.
So he said, I think this Klarna method was a gift from Santa for Christmas. Anyway, one more thing too. Yo, if you can find a fly way to like to brand whatever you're doing and just don't call it what it is, niggas will buy into it, yo. I don't care what you say. Niggas will buy into that shit. Cause like, yo, y'all will do crimes and call them shits methods, right? That shit is crazy. No, nigga, this is the Klarna, it's the Klarna crime. All right. And on top of that, fam, they coming for their money. Especially if you just got some money and didn't have to give anything. If you owe somebody money, they coming from the stacks, bro. But I wanted to say, yo, we really have to be worried about our people because we literally, again, we have so many of us who saw this nigga with a Pooh Shiesty on and thought, yo, I need to go see what he's talking about.
Go, y'all ain't catch the Klarna wave yet? If y'all didn't, man, y'all ass better get the fuck up and get to it, man. This finna be burnt out very soon, so y'all.
Yo, this nigga gotta be a secret double agent, a CIA double agent from the Undercover Brother movie. This nigga put a mask on and said, if y'all ain't start doing this criminal activity, I don't know what you waiting for. Listen, I know I could have made that more explosive, but hey, listen, I'm not here to be perfect for y'all. But anywho, so I wanted to show that real quick. Cause I'm like, yo, there's something about a poo shiesty and niggas hiding their face that makes black folks just kind of go crazy and just feel like, yo, they have to get to full attention. But that speaks to more dysfunctional problems the week out. But anyway, it's a Sunday night. We had an hour and 25 minutes, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go, man. I love y'all. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hope y'all been listening. First of all, you know I've been stealthing.
He's been stealthing women. Like taking the condom off while he's hitting it.
You understand? Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Love y'all. Peace.